Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast tactical video. Today we're looking at the role and use of the Razorwing Jetfighter within the new Dark Eldar codex. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast tactical video. Today we're looking at the Razorwing Jetfighter in the fast attack section. This is one of a series of tactical videos covering the new Dark Eldar release, so make sure you check the others out as well. So it will be in two parts as always. The first talking about what Razorwing Jetfighters are, the second talking to more experienced Archons in terms of their tactical use and capability. Razorwing Jetfighters are so fast that their attack runs seem little more than a hallucinatory blur of streaking shadow. Yet the carnage they leave in their wake is breathtakingly real. While Razorwings are well equipped for dogfights, their pilots prefer to rain death on helpless ground targets. Razorwings are brazen craft specifically designed to terrify the foe with their screaming approach. Their pilots delight in executing murderous strafing runs and watching the panicked survivors scuttle for cover. Indeed, more than once, their punishing attack runs have prevented real space raids from being overwhelmed by the massed firepower of their infantry foes. Swathes of proud warriors reduced to mangled meat with each bombardment of terrifying monocyth missiles. I love Razorwings, and I use them quite often, at least one in every single list that I make. I recently started using two, and it's doubly as awesome. Razorwings are a plane, they're a flyer within the game. So they're 130 points base. They ballistic skill 4, like Dark Eldar want to be. Very light armor, 10 front, 10 side, 10 rear, and 3 hull points. They are a flyer, and the unit composition is 1 flyer. So, first of all, they're priced appropriately, but let's see what makes them tick, shall we? They have 2 disintegrator cannon stock, which are a 36-inch range, strength 5, AP 2, heavy 3 gun. So that's 2 of them, so that's 6 shots. They have 4 monocyth missiles, which are just large blast air to ground missiles, and they're strength 6, AP 5 with a 48-inch range, and they're of course one use only. They come with a twin link splinter rifle, so just a Cablite warrior. It's 24-inch range, rapid fire, strength X, poison 4+, AP 5. So its stock war gear is not bad. I personally only ever use them with stock war gear, except for the lances, which I'll get to in a second. And they have night vision, like Dark Eldar want to, even though it's useless because they come in on turn 2 anyway, unless they're fighting something like Necrons that turns at night fight with one of their special characters. And they're supersonic, which means when they flat out, they can flat out faster than other tanks, than other flyers. Useless, really. I've never used that rule. Might use it in Apocalypse sometimes because the tables are bigger, but other than that, I've never had a chance to use that rule. So at its base cost, it's an infantry killer. 6 AP2 shots, they can kill Terminators, or strength 5, so they can tackle like tactical marines quite well. And then the monocyth missiles. The missiles are where the Razorwing shines. In 7th, you can fire all 4 missiles at once. And if your opponent has been a fool enough to clump up their infantry units, you firing 4 missiles, you're getting 7 hits. I mean, 7 models per hit. You know, you're getting 20 hits per like volley on a unit. They're strength 6, so they're normally wounding on 2s, and you can be doing a lot of damage when the Razorwing comes in and just unloads missiles, and I love that. It's one of my favorite things to do. You know, just bait your opponent into clumping up by charging a tank or something, and then just come in with a Razorwing and blow the smithereens out of whatever unit they are. Even if they're in cover, just your opponents really learn how to fear the Razorwing once you've unloaded a few missile payloads over the course of your Dark Eldar Kabbalistic career. So, let's look at the options, because it is a versatile fighter. You can replace both disintegrator cannons with Dark Lancers for 10 points. I like that option. I think it's a great option to do with your Razorwing, simply because it gives your Razorwing the versatility of anti-tank or anti-fly. Fly in, shoot all 4 missiles out at something, and then fly off the board, and then wait for your opponent's flies to come and then use it as an AA roll. It can replace its twin-link splinter rifle with a splinter cannon. I would do this if you don't put the lancers on there and you keep the disintegrator. Why not? Splinter cannon, 6 shots, making it like a mini Venom. You've got 6 shots for AP2, strength 5, and then 6 splinter cannon shots that are poison. That's the kind of loadout you want to go and tackle flying monstrous creatures and stuff like that as well. Now, it can replace its missiles, so it has a couple of different options. You don't have to run the stock missiles, and so I'm going to go through the different kinds of missiles and what I think of them. So the basic monoscythe missile, strength 6 AP5, is fantastic. Personally, I don't think you need to replace them ever, but it depends on your meta and who the kind of person you normally play is, because you might want to switch them. Now, you can switch any of the missiles with a necrotoxin missile for free. Now, the necrotoxin missile is a 48-inch, strength 1 AP dash, fleshbane, assault 1, and it's 1 use only. So basically, fleshbane means it's really, really good against anything that's toughness 5 or higher, because it just allows you to continue to wound on 2+. That's not bad. It's okay, and it's free, so you're not worried about it. The thing I like about the monoscythe missile is it's strength 6, so you can still hurt tanks with it as well. You can replace them with Shatterfield missiles for 5 points each. So the Shatterfield missile is a 48-inch. It's strength 7, so it's 1 higher point of strength, but it gains shred. So strength 7 shred can be very handy. It is AP dash though, so it's not as good against it's not going to ignore armor, but you're guaranteed a lot more wounds with it as well. And the strength 7 means it's more likely to get glancings on things like tanks and stuff to strip hull points. Now, it is 5 points per missile, so it's really up to you if you want to put 2 as Shatterfield, or you want to put 3 of them or all 4 of them. It really depends. Personally, I'm of the philosophy of keeping things cheap and going with what's stock. And last but not least, it may take night shields as well. So if it jinx, well, it has stealth with the night shields, meaning that if it jinx, it gets a 3-up cover save, and if it stays still, it has a 6-up save just for flying around, which can be handy in the off chance. So that is what a Razorwing fighter is. It's a flyer that just has lots of guns on it. It is very weak and very low armor, and will usually die to a good placed vector strike from, monstrous creature or like a Helldrake. So how would you use a Razorwing? Use them as a terror weapon, personally. Pick a turn that you want to hit your opponent hard in a certain flank or a certain part of the battlefield, and time it so that when your Razorwing comes in, you can hit that area of the battlefield hard. Or come in, say you have a tactical squad, and you come in with your Razorwing and they're all clumped up, and you do 8 wounds, like 8 failed armor saves with the Razorwing because you just blasted them with missiles, and then you boost 2 units into the corner with raiders where that tactical used to be, and all of a sudden it's now 3 Marines instead of 10, and your opponent has to divert a lot of attention to try and deal with that flanking push. But the way you do it is spearheading it with the Razorwing that comes in and unloads everything onto a key point in the battlefield to offset the enemy's battle plan. That's one way of using them. Another way of using a Razorwing is light tank and light armor hunting. If you have a bunch of rhinos or land speeders or other Dark Eldar Venoms and Raiders all clumped up, those strength 6 missiles, try and clip as many tanks as possible and try and just put hull points everywhere. War Walkers, Vipers, things like that, even up to Chimeras. In a pinch, if you have to try and kill a Chimera or a Wave Serpent, strength 6 gives you a chance. If you've upgraded the Shatter Field, strength 7 gives you even a better chance of doing some damage. So let me know how it is you've used Razorwing Jetfighters. Leave a comment down below. That helps the discussion, helps everybody learn more about the Razorwing Jetfighter. Do you keep it with the Lancers or the Disintegrators? Which one do you like better? Do you like upgrading all the missiles and making it expensive? Or do you keep it cheap like myself? Have you used a Night Shield on them? Let me know down below. Check out the other tactical videos and stay tuned for more. This is Skari, your grateful host, signing off.